Forex and crypto legends, welcome to another week of Wavematics weekly forecast for 5th to 10th July 2021. And if you are watching me live, give me a hashtag live. If you are watching the replay version, give me a hashtag replay. And if you have any additional press you want me to be looking at in the course of the week, let me know in the comment section. We will be having a very quick live quick video. That is why I couldn't notify you guys. And today what we are looking at is, now let's start with gold. With gold, we've been tracking this particular account for some time. Last week we were looking at this as a triangle for a breakout. We had a breakout, but when I saw this particular impulsive move and this corrective move, then it signaled me that price is going to go up. So I adjusted my accounts to this particular labeling of an A, B, so this being an A triangle for B, and C for wave B. Then now we are having a 5-wave impulsive move for white wave C of green wave 4. So now what we are looking at this week is, now there is this particular support zone, resistance zone, where price has been bouncing on and off of it. So we are looking at, my interest is if we get an upward move and get a divergence, what I'm looking for is a break down of this trend line. Then I'm not just going to sell because there is a breakdown of it. Once there is a breakdown, I'll start looking for correction on the lower time frame. So once I get a correction, then I'm going to sell the correction, the end of the correction for green wave 5 for another 5-wave impulsive move. So this is how we are looking at it this particular week, to look for a corrective move for once we get a breakout, then sell the correction. The next pair we are looking at is the Euro USD. For Euro USD, I've been tracking two particular labeling now, and I've been updating you guys on all of the labeling. If you check this particular 78.6 level, that was where our target was when we were tracking this wave 4, that it is going to be a level, a particular level. Price is definitely going to react to it, looking at the structure. So with this bullish count, we are looking at an ABC. So with this one, we are expecting price to move higher, since this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. And so with this one, we are expecting price to move higher. So once we get an impulsive move and get a corrective move, we are going to buy. But before we buy, we also need to pay attention to the alternate count, which is the bearish count, so that when you are buying, you know that there is a bearish count, so you know how to manage your trade very well. So let's look at alternate count and know how we are going to trade this particular. So with alternate count, we are looking at a 1 2, then the wave 3 we are seeing 1 2, then we have a nice 5 wave. So you can see that even when we were having two alternate counts, this particular wave 4, we were bearish of getting a downward move the whole of last week for this particular move. So our primary count and alternate count were all suggesting that we are going to get this particular move. And if you're able to do that, that is where you're able to apportion your risk very well. When the alternate count and the primary count are all giving you the same direction, it gives you a very high probability trade when you are going in, so that you can allocate more resources or a lot size. Though you should have a particular lot size, you don't trade above, but let's say you trade between 1 to 3%. When you get a primary count and the alternate count giving you the same scenario, you can go for your highest lot size. But mostly I advise new traders that you shouldn't trade above 2% of your equity, of your capital. But some also trade between 1 to 3%. Sometimes I do that, but I only pull a trigger for 3% when my primary count and my alternate count is giving me the same scenario. So with this particular count, as we just said in the primary count, now we are in a wave 3. So we are looking for a corrective wave like this, a correction, then another wave. For wave 4, it can be any particular correction, but we are now first looking at a zigzag. So whether you are trading the primary count or the alternate count, this particular one, what we are now waiting for is a move upward. And when we get a corrective wave, we are going to buy for If it is the primary count, you are buying for a wave 3. If it is this alternate count, you are buying for wave C. So once price get within this particular zone of wave 4 being a potential wave 4, which always get a resistance level or a support level at the previous wave 4, you start managing your trade very well. Then is you get more confirmation whether price is going to come one more down or we are going up, and this particular level is the invalidation level for this particular count. So if price should come up and break this 1.21024 level, then you know that the primary count, the first count that we discussed, is in play. So as it stands now, this is how we are trading it this particular week. Our next pair is the Aussie dollar. With this Aussie dollar, we discussed this last week and we had a very easy trade. Anyone who followed last week's forecast will know that it was a very easy trade, because when we got this particular move up, there was divergence on the RSI and the MACD. So I did tell you that the buyers are losing momentum, so just wait for a breakout from this particular trend line, then you are going to get a very nice sell setup. We got it, and the price really took support at where the arrow ended that we forecasted. So now we are looking at it in this particular way, that now that we've gotten a move up, we are going to wait for a corrective move. So how the corrective move is going to be, then that is where we are going to buy for wave C of this green wave 4. Wave C of this green wave 4. Then we will start looking for another sell setup. So but as it stands now, there's another count that I'm also tracking. But even before we look at that count, I'm going to post that count as a chart in the course of the week for you to know, in case you are being very bullish, how the price is going to play out. So with the Aussie dollar, if you look at the daily time frame, this is a particular channel I've been tracking for it. So I'm looking at price going up like the wave 4 that we talked about, then coming down to test the support trend line of this particular channel. Then we will start having another wave up. So that is how we are trading. So we are waiting for a corrective move, then buy this particular upsell. So once we start seeing divergence coming in play and telling us that the buyers are losing momentum, we are going to look for a sell setup, and once we get that one, then this will be our wave 5. So when it gets to this particular end of the channel, do start looking for buy setups. But in the course of the week, I'm going to post my alternate count for AUD USD, should in case price decides to go up. The next pair that we are looking at is the USD Japanese yen. So with the dollar yen, now this is the count I'm tracking of a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, then this being a triangle of an A, B, C, D, E. So once we had a triangle, we're looking for a motive wave. I was first tracking an impulsive wave, but it looks like we had a diagonal for wave 5, and you know, ending diagonals are very powerful if you know how to trade them. So we have a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, and we are now having this particular sharp move. So now with ending diagonals, always the end of the wave 4 is always your trigger point. Once price should break below this particular trend line, the support trend line of the ending diagonal, it will start giving you a corrective wave. So you can just put a sell stop at the end of the wave 4, or if you know how to trade the corrective wave that is going to happen. So now wait for a break out from this particular support trend line, then we are going to look for a correction and sell for this particular pair. So that is what we are tracking for the dollar USD. So now we are waiting for the ending diagonal price to break out from the ending diagonal, then we can start looking for our sell setups. Our next pair is the dollar Swiss. With the dollar Swiss, we've been tracking this particular count for I think over 2 weeks now. So last particular week I posted a chart that we should look for and buy this particular breakout from this channel, and it went perfectly as planned. So whoever bought this particular breakout I know smiled, because it was a very easy trade. I don't like posting signals a lot, because I want to really equip people who really understand on their own, can know what the chart is doing, so that you can be very profitable even if you are trading on your own. So this particular week, what we are expecting is, now we've completed a 5 move of this wave, green wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we are looking for a wave 2. So now price gave a very sharp move, so don't just join the sell because there is a move like this. So once you've gotten the move, wait to get a corrective move, because price will definitely give you a pullback. So if this is an A, wait for a wave B pullback. Then if it is a zigzag that is in play, you will sell for wave C, because you are going to get a very nice opportunity if you are to sell for wave C. But if you join the sell here and you put your stop loss here, you will not get a very good risk to reward ratio, and right entries in the market is very important. So I will advise that you wait for a wave B correction, then you sell. So once we come within this zone of the 50% and 61.8 fib zone, then we will start looking for reversal signals. So once we get them, then we will start buying this particular pair. So as it stands now, we are waiting for a wave B correction. Once we get that one, we are going to sell for a wave C. Now let's look at Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, we've been tracking this 5 wave move for the blue wave A for some time. So now we've had that move, and now I'm looking for a wave B correction. So with the wave B, we've had an ABC for W, then an X. So with the X, we can have something like this before we go up. But there is also a possibility that this will be all the X correction. So now, once if you are trading it in a day trading, this particular one, you should only buy it once you get a corrective move like this. Then you get to know that, okay, now we are buying. So once it gets to this particular resistance zone, then you look for how price is going to react for this particular wave Y. Then we are going to sell for wave C. So with that one, we are expecting Bitcoin to really go down for once we get this and this ABC move. So now what we are looking for is another ABC move like this. So we are expecting price to go up, then give us a correction, then we'll come back to this zone, then we'll start looking for our sell setups. So that is my view on Bitcoin, that price should come within this zone. So this particular week, this is how we are handling Bitcoin. Our next pair is the Aussie Yen. Last week we analyzed this particular account when we had this particular sharp move of an ABC, of wave B being a triangle. Then now we have a move up for wave 1. Then we were tracking this correction, but the corrective move was very sharp. So now I'm looking at, okay, if it is very sharp like this, it might be a wave A. So we are expecting price to come upwards to this level and give us another move down. So to give us a wave B here, then we have a wave C, then we will start looking for a move up. So as it stands now, we are looking for, that is why our trend line. But with this particular account, if price should break below this above this particular wave 1, then it's likely, if it's not developing into an expanding diagonal, then it will be an invalidation level for this particular account. So but as it stands now, we are tracking. So look at this particular channel very well and see how price is going to react to it. Once we get a reaction which shows, coupled with the divergence we are going to get on the oscillators, if it shows that particular way, then we will start looking for a wave C sell to get to complete a wave 2. Then we will start also buying. So now as it stands now, we are looking for a sell setup first before we look for a buy for the wave 3. Okay, our next pair is the pound yen. With the pound yen, we also look at this particular account last week of blue wave 4 completing after we having this ABC. So now this will be a wave 1 and this will be an ABC. So now what we are looking for is now we have this move up and a corrective move. So we are expecting, if price should break this particular top, then we are looking for it going upward to complete this blue wave 5. So as it stands now, once we've had this move up, when the market opens, we are looking for how the price is going to really react to this particular side. Price is going to react to this particular side, and we are looking for it to break this particular top to give us more confluence that we are going up for the blue wave C. The last pair we'll be looking at is the Aussie Swiss. With this particular Aussie Swiss, we'll be tracking this particular channel for some time now. And now, last week we were expecting to have a breakout. We did not have it, and so this particular week is still on our radar. We've had this move up and a zigzag correction. So we are waiting for, if it's very close to this particular channel. So even if we should get a corrective move like this, you can buy it, but once it gets to the channel resistance, you have to really manage the trade very well. Or conservatively, you can wait for price to break out from the channel first, then wait for a corrective move, then you can buy. So thank you guys for being with me once again, and do have a very good and successful trading week. Bye bye.